Hey, what's up? It's Matt with Enlightened Minds. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're having a great day. Hey, today I want to talk about this global reset, and not only the global reset, but the reset for our minds. We need to take control of our minds. We need to look into things. We need to start discovering and understanding what is really happening on this earth right now. What is really happening on the planet, and we need to be in control at all times of our mind. Our mind is the most important thing, and that's what they're trying to come after right now, is your mind. They want to change your perceptions, your views, your morals, your everything, and they want you to be basically submissive to this new reset. And I want to talk about this today because I think it's very important. I think there are steps you can take to move forward and not let this stuff bug you and drive you crazy, like the majority of people are going crazy right now, hearing either about the virus, the shots that are coming out. It's all just a huge distraction for what they're really doing, and they're coming for your mind. Let's talk about this today. There's a few different things I want to touch on that I think can really help people. If they look into it, dig into it, try different things, different options, different ways that you could make your mind better, where you're at a more state of being of calmness, of being calm and not stressing and anxiety and fear and panic attacks. We don't need this. This is the last thing we need. We need to learn to get our mind under control, because if we don't have our mind under control in these days and times, this world is going to destroy us. So I want to talk a little bit about this today. And I think it's very important, so please share this message. Hit that like button if you like my content. Hit that subscribe button, that bell, that notification. You'll get instant notifications every time I upload. Don't want to miss it, and I got a lot of content I'm going to be coming out with. So yeah, let's get to this video. So I want to talk today about everything that's happening today right now with the virus, with the shots that are coming, with people being out of work, people losing jobs. People are stressing, people are struggling, people are trying to find ways, and not only ways, but people are trying to find answers. People are stuck in a state of learned helplessness. I do have a video on that. Maybe I'll make another one just updating, kind of parallel it with what's going on in the world right now. But I want people to understand is, no matter what is going on in this world around us, that we have the power in our mind to let go and not let external forces control our inner peace, because our inner peace is what is the most valuable thing that you can have. And I think anyone that's listening to this has had bad days, has had good days, and you can tell when you're at peace, the days are way better. And a lot of people have forgot about being in that peaceful state of mind, because they've been over the last year, however many, since all this stuff started, it's just been one thing after another, and one thing after another. Nothing's ever going to get better. But you can think that in your mind and know and understand that there's something greater coming. There is something greater coming. There's a global reset that is happening. And it is happening in so many different ways, so many different factions, forces, mechanisms that are making this work, that people need to understand that they want you in fear, they want you afraid, they want you, not around people, they want you isolated, they want you not feeling good. This is what they want, because if they can put you in a state of fear, anxiety, where you feel hopeless, which is, all these things are learned helplessness, and when they keep you in a state of learned helplessness, they can control you. They can literally control you, and this is how it works. It's a Ivan Pavlov and Skinner did these tests on the dogs, on conditioning and stuff like that, and it shows how they can control not only a dog, but they can move it to human beings and do it to human beings too. So you have to be very aware. You have to be very conscious of what is going on and where your mind state is at. I took a trip this week, and it was the most beautiful thing that I have done in such a long time. It was the most amazing thing that I've experienced in such a long time. And I went ice fishing. I just left for a couple days. A couple friends went ice fishing, was on the lake, and you want to talk about peace. You know, like I'm not perfect. I have flaws. We all have our flaws. We all have, days where we're not feeling the best, or the days that we wish we were a little happier, we were doing something. But these little things, and I'm talking about like brain resets, where you reset your brain and you bring it back to like a normal level where it should be at, where it should always be at. And the thing is they're taking all this away from me. Now, I understood when I went out to that lake and went fishing for 2 days, 3 days, I was out there 3 days. And when I came back in, I literally was on the most calm level, the most like nothing, like I had no technology for a couple days. I took a couple pictures, took a video, I uploaded that onto my YouTube channel, you can check it out. But my purpose was to just get away from technology and have my own brain reset, because they're resetting the world. So if you're not in control of your brain and you're letting them control your brain, then you're under a state of mind control. And this is what it is. And people that are unfamiliar with the stuff that they've done for mind control, for deception, predictive programming, all of these different things that play a factor in this global reset. We have to understand that there's nothing we can do as an individual ourselves. We can reach out to people and try to help people and show them that there's a way that you can still be in peace and deal with all this without stressing and always having a hard time every single day and worrying, and because worry and fear take away everything from you. Faith is number one. I was out there fishing for 2 days, okay? I've never been ice fishing before, my first time. And I think this was a lesson that I learned while I was out there. Well, it was a lesson I learned. And for 2 days I did not catch fish. And the second night I went to sleep. Before I went to sleep, I was like, I know that I'm going to catch a couple fish tomorrow. I know that. Before we leave, I'm going to catch a couple fish. I have faith that this was a test for me individually, to see if I could go 2 days and not give up. In 2 days, and the people around me, sure, they were catching fish, and I'm the only one not catching fish. So I'm sitting there, and I just say to myself, I know that I'm going to catch some fish before I leave. I have the faith. I know I'm going to, and I have the belief. And this is the most important thing, is not giving up, not surrendering to something. And the thing is if I would have just put that pole down and said, I'm done, I give up, I can't fish, I can't do this, I would not have caught those 3 fish at the end of the last day that I went. I would not have caught those 3, and I would have went home without anything. Now, so patience is one of the most important things, and then understanding of patience and what patience can bring. And that was a lesson to me, because the third day when I got up and I jumped out my bunk bed and I got down and I put my line in the water, boom, within a couple minutes I had a fish. Within another hour and a half, 2 hours, I had 3 fish. And I was feeling great. And I'm like, all that patience, all that practice, learning how to, fish right and do it the right way, because there's an art to it and you have to learn. And this was my first time. So I went 2 days not catching anything. Third day, boom, caught 3. And I was like, just amazed, because I told myself in my head that I'm going to catch 3 fish. Now, I'm using this as an example of patience, and sometimes you have to have patience to learn something that the higher realm wants you to learn. The universe will take you through things that you can imagine, but you have to understand, once you make it through, that's the prize. That is the prize. That is the gift inside, where you can say, I didn't give up and I kept going. And it could be all sorts of different situations. You could be at work and you might want to leave, but you need those hours, but you're stressed out. Something happened outside this way and that way, and you're breaking down. Now, this is where I think a lot of the world is in the state of mind where they can't mentally cope with life, because there's so many different things going on, and they're using excuses and excuses. But the thing is, if you don't make excuses and you just do what you were supposed to and have that mental fortitude, say you were to leave work 3 hours early, right? And because you're stressed out and you are, you don't want to be there. But think about this. If you stayed those 3 hours, you would walk out a stronger person. You would walk out stronger because you were able to make it through that 3 hours of suffering. Life is suffering. Now, when you leave early, you just totally missed a lesson. You missed a lesson that you needed to learn. A lesson that's so important, and it might seem so irrelevant. Only 3 hours out of a day, out of a week, whatever. But the thing is that was to teach you patience. That was to teach you a lesson. And we have to look at these things all around in life, because it happens all the time. Talking to people, jobs, trying to just make it through life. There's so many struggles that we will face, that we are going to face, whether we like it or not. Things will come into our way that we have to have the mental we have to have our mental fortified, so that way we can excel and grow and learn and go through the process of life, which it's all a process, all a learning process, and we have to take something from it. I think it's so important that we take something from the suffering, because suffering in life is actually, life is suffering, but suffering teaches you how to be stronger. Suffering teaches you how to deal with things that you didn't know how to deal with before. Then you learn how to deal with them, and then you're good, and then you're like, alright, what's the next one? Because it's always going to be something else. But that's you building character, it's building yourself, it's building your self-esteem, everything, your confidence. And we have to understand, at this time in life, we need that 100%. Otherwise, we're going to drown. With this world is insane right now, and if we don't have the mental fortified, then we are not going to be able to make it. There's going to be way more stress than you ever thought you could see. But you'll endure it and you'll make it through it as long as you stay strong. And that's just a lesson. Lessons that you're going to go through suffering, but to get to better places. And now there's a couple other things I want to talk about, so we'll get to that. But I just really wanted to hit on that topic because I think it's so important, and I think it's such a, it might seem like such a minuscule thing, such a small thing. But the fact is it's really actually a big thing, because it's a lesson that you are learning. So for this video, I'm talking more about a mental reset, about how we need to reset our mental state of being and how we live our daily lives. We need to be conscious of every action that we're doing. Everything that we're doing in life has repercussions, or like, you could do good and you're going to get good. You can do bad and you're going to get bad. Now, we should always be focused on trying to improve our skills, trying to improve whatever it is that we want to do in life, because if we don't improve, we go downwards, and when you go downwards, you're not building that, you're not fortifying your mind like it should be. And this is so important. There's different things you can do. There's meditation, there's different things, there's psychedelics, that I think is something you have to be very careful with. But if you use it in the right way, and you use it to better yourself and to self-analyze, because self-analyzing is one of the greatest things that we have, is that we're able to self-analyze our own thoughts, our own being, what we're doing in life. And it is one of the most powerful tools is self-realization, self-analyzation, analyzing, and actually seeing it for what it is. And if you see something you don't like, change it. If you see something you like, keep doing it. Now, this is how it works. You have to build a structure. You have to build a foundation to your life, and you have to start somewhere. You have to start either meditating, maybe going for a walk every day, something to take your mind off all this stuff and reset it back to where it was a year ago. Think about a year ago. I know a lot of people were still struggling a year ago, but a year ago, the whole planet wasn't struggling. Now it's everyone, everywhere. People need to understand that we're going through times that we have never seen before. This is going to be some of the hardest times anyone has ever seen, and we're going to have to either endure this and go through it, and if you give up, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it in this world if you just give up. And if you have family, if you have, ones that you have to take care of, you can't just give up. You can't just give up. But when it comes to your values, your morals, your code, your ethic of life, of being, because that's what we are, is being. At a state of consciousness of being. And the shots are coming up. I don't really want to get into that stuff and all that, but if you have your faith and belief and you don't want to, go that route, that's more power to you. You have a little more, you might have a little more consciousness that you see a little more and see something's not right. See that something's going on behind the scenes that just doesn't seem right. And if you're a conscious being and if you're watching this, if you're still watching this, then you hopefully are trying to find that place or grow as a human being. Because growing as a human being is a daily process. It's not just like a one-stop shop thing. No, you gotta daily practice on your life. Just like if you were an alcoholic and you had to go to, AA, there's steps you take, 12 steps, and you can actually use those 12 steps in your own life in a different format. So it's one format, but it's a way to live. And this is the thing, is we need to find whatever it may be for you, a great reset for your brain, for your mind, to have understanding, more clarity, because this world is going to shift your views, it's going to shift your perception, it's going to try to do everything it can, because that's what media is there for. It's owned by 6 corporations and the big news media outlets, and they tell you what they want you to hear. They tell you what they want you to see, whatever fits their narrative. We need to wake up and understand that we are in a world that does not really care about us as individuals. So we need to make that path for ourselves. We need to push forward and make that path for ourselves, because we can't let external events break us down and make us miserable and sad every day and live like that. Because what type of way of living is that? Like being happy and being conscious and being calm and not having anxiety is the best feeling in the world. And I think everyone knows that. Like when you're out having a great day, like that feeling of just not thinking about anything else, you can find that without, just for going for a walk, go for a trip, go, if you don't, have a lot of money, just take a walk, find something to do. Try to better your brain. Stay away from Netflix. Stay away from these shows that are programming you into ways that it's not good for your mental being. And I think that's another one that's very important, is make sure you're conscious of what you're watching and what you're putting into your mind, because your mind is powerful and your perceptions can be changed by little things. Even if you pull up YouTube, that's changing your perception, because it has an algorithm in there that's giving you the next video that they think you might want to watch. So it's not what you really want to watch, but in a sense it is. But they can shift it and they can change it and they can put you in an echo chamber, which you only hear one thing. And when you only hear one thing, you only realize one thing. But there's a whole bigger picture to all of this, and I think we just really need to get back to the being, just being peaceful, being mindful, being thoughtful, critical thinking, all these things that we're losing as humanity. Humanity is going the wrong way, but I still have hope for the people. That I know that there's a lot of people out here that still have love, that still have caring in their heart, and they're trying to help people. But we're losing these people. We need to not let all the evils in the world take control of our life and dictate it and move it in that way or that way, when you know that in your heart you should be a peaceful, kind, loving person, and you should do what's right. I'm not saying, lay down and whatever. I'm saying stand up for yourself at all costs. At the end of the day, stand up for yourself, because that's what this mentally fortifying your brain is. It's every single time you rethink something, you're reinforcing it. So reinforcing it into your brain is something that's very important. I think it's something everyone should be aware of. I just wanted to talk about this today. I think the global reset is happening. There's nothing we can do about it. But we can do something about our brains and how we can change them and be in a better state of being and help the next person and have a happy family, a happy home, and live comfortably. I love you all. I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you got something. Please share this, like this, hit that subscribe button down below. Much appreciated. Got a lot of content you can go check out, and I'm about to be uploading a lot more. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you all.